Anyone who knows me knows that I don't play when it comes to my playing. Whether it's outdoors at a paintball game, hitting the gym, or gaming, there are two things you should know. One, I'm a big bag fiend. I mean, I have bags and slings and duffels for everything, multiple bags. Number two, accessories. I'm about that life. So, with the Pixel 6a new on the scene and questions about how it handles heat, I thought I'd do some gaming, test that tensor, and share with you some of Android Central's favorite gaming controllers. 3 of them to be exact. Let's get into it. So, like I said, we're going to get into some gaming with the Pixel 6a, but the focus of this video really is about these 3 gaming accessories. Today, we have the Razer Kishi USB-C controller version 2, Nacon's MG-X Pro, and a device I really enjoyed playing with, the Gamesir X3 Type-C cooled mobile gaming controller. All 3 are great devices for different reasons and for different people, but I'll make all of that plain as we walk through testing them using a few different phones, among them Google's brand new Pixel 6a. We've had the Pixel 6a in-house at AndroidCentral.com and here on YouTube for several weeks now. Matter of fact, we just posted our full video review, so you can check that out if you haven't already. One of the questions I was asked was how the 6a handles heat compared to the 6 or the 6 Pro. I have the 6 Pro on hand, so I'm going to answer your question. I tested all 3 of the controllers, measuring their battery drain and heat buildup, or in the case of the Gamesir, heat dissipation, by gaming for 30 minutes at a time and playing different games. Let's begin with the heat and the pixels. After 30 minutes of gaming with the 6a, which started at 87 degrees, the phone heated up 12 degrees using the Kishi Gen 2, which connects via USB-C. 30 minutes with the Pixel 6 Pro, a larger phone, I saw a 21 degree increase in heat. In this case, I was using the Nacon MG-X Pro, which connects via Bluetooth, and similar numbers when using the Kishi version 2 connected via USB-C. So the phone does get hot. Gaming Pixel owners, Gamesir X3 is looking like the device you should be considering, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, the big difference between these 2 phones, the 6a and the 6 Pro, is the 6 Pro here is running Android 13 beta, so technically that could have an effect on efficiency and heat. Next, I wanted to test the Pixel 6a and how it handles the different gaming controller connections. These are my results. Using USB-C versus Bluetooth, with the phone starting at 87 degrees and playing Street Fighter 3 via Red Dreams Sega Dreamcast emulator. That's right, I was getting my emulator on. Rocking out with the Kishi 2nd Gen controller, I got the phone up to 99 degrees, a 12 degree increase with 15% battery drain. Connecting Nacon's MG-X Pro, beginning with the phone starting at 78 degrees, running it up to 98 degrees for a 20 degree gain. I drained the battery 16%. So the difference in battery drain between USB-C and Bluetooth was negligible, but obviously the heat difference was definitely a factor between the 2. Running Game Booster, the measured frame rate for all the games I played, whether it was through the emulator or played as a direct download from the Play Store or cloud gaming via Xbox Game Pass, I was getting almost 60 frames per second on this 60 Hertz display. Let's get into all 3 of these controllers a bit more, shall we? Being that we have so much to go over, if you want to check out a detailed review of each of the 3 controllers, we have those on site on AndroidCentral.com. But here's my executive summary of what I think each controller is best at and who it is best for. Beginning with Gamesir's new X3, which builds on the previous X2 in a few ways. The most important being the addition of a cooling fan to the mix. No gimmicks here. The fan works quite well. TCL's Stylus 5G gets a bit on the warm side in average everyday use, so it definitely heats up under hardcore gaming. Holding it in my hand and gaming for 30 minutes, I saw an 8-degree increase in temp with 17% battery drain. Using Gamesir X3, the phone only increased in temp by 2 degrees and only drained 13%. Keep in mind that the longer you game, the hotter the phone is going to get, so your battery drain may increase accordingly over long sessions, but with your phone inside of the Gamesir controller over longer periods, you should continue to see greater comfort from less heat and slower battery drain. This is a Joy-Con style or Nintendo Switch style controller. It connects via USB-C with a neat bit of swivel to the connector, allowing it to work even with some phone cases on, and the travel makes it easier to get your phone in and out. I love the completeness of this kit. It comes with a great travel case and pop-on covers for those tiny joysticks, which makes them a tad easier to use for FPS gaming. It's the only one in this lineup which comes with a case. The fan requires external power, and the unit does come with a fairly long USB-A to USB-C cable for that purpose. So know that if you're on the go, you'll need to plug this into a battery bank to get that battery-saving cooling effect. The X3 feels the most compact out of the bunch here, but it also has the most pleasing tactile feedback of the lot in terms of all the buttons and clickiness, like that old mechanical keyboard you love. If you find long gaming sessions with Joy-Con style compact controllers comfortable for you, this one's a no-brainer and gives you the most bang for your buck out of this lineup with all the accessories and things it comes with. Next size up is version 2 of Razer's venerable Kishi controller for Android. Kishi version 2 is a bit larger than the X3, and the analog sticks feel like they have less travel due to their design and height, but overall they feel a little tighter, like they'd be more responsive. When it comes to precision though, sniping is tough on both controllers using these joysticks, as I found out when playing Battlefield Revolution through Xbox Game Pass. This year's Kishi feels smaller and yet more robust than the first gen, and has a USB-C port to allow for charging and the connection of USB-C headphones. I didn't have any USB-C headphones at the time of testing, so I tried with the USB-C dongle to 3.5mm adapter, and it didn't work. So your mileage may vary. This year's device feels more robust because Razer has done away with the elastic extension piece and opted for a spring-loaded solid sliding back bridge like the other two controllers in this Roundup. Some say this year's design is easier to get phones in and out of, but I had no issues with version 1. I'm fine with both designs, personally. In terms of charging, if you're in the heat of battle, don't expect that charge to top off your device. It's more for slowing down the drain. This year, we also get redesigned triggers which are vastly superior to those on version 1. And the clicky bumper and macro buttons are addictive, like playing with a clicky pen. Overall, this is a great improvement over version 1, so I can't say anything more than well done to the team over at Razer. This is a tough call if I had to choose between the Kishi version 2 and Gamesir X3. I think the main differentiator is the fan on the X3. Both devices come with great support in the Razer Nexus app and Gamesir's app, so it comes down to the fan. Bonus or burden, you have to plug it up. And last, with that big controller energy, we have Nacon's MG-X Pro. For me and the size of my hands, this controller proved to be the most comfortable for long gaming sessions. I experienced a bit of fatigue with the previous two due to their compact size. If you've used a standard Xbox controller, you're already familiar with the MG-X Pro's characteristics. Triggers have solid travel, bumpers are responsive, the face buttons are large, while the D-pad and analog sticks are a delight. The biggest difference between this and the first two is connection type. Nacon uses Bluetooth 4.2 BLE instead of USB-C. This means potentially less stable connections, but in all my gaming, I found responsiveness to be on par with the USB-C Kishi and X3, but Bluetooth can be finicky, so you'll need to keep that in mind. As a BT controller, you're going to rely on charging to keep you in the game, and Nacon says you should get 20 hours out of a charge. My experience was close enough to that mark, so you're good there. I think the only downside for those who are into this will be that it is large. It's bigger than the Gamesir and its travel bag. So, if you're looking to keep your commute bag light and tight, this ain't it, Chief. If bag space is no big concern, then this is probably my favorite of the controllers, again, for comfort. All three controllers will run you about $100, with the Nacon MG-X being available directly from their site for roughly $80. I haven't quite figured out why yet, as they seem to be the same exact controller for sale. I'll update the description on this video when I hear back from Nacon if there's a difference. So, that's the gaming accessories. That's Pixel 6a Heat. If you have any other questions about the Pixel 6a's Heat in my testing, any clarifications, I'm not perfect. I will answer those in the comments below. Any questions about any of these gaming controllers, I'll answer those in the comments below as well. I will also link you to the in-depth reviews we have of each of these three controllers on AndroidCentral.com. We'll put that in the description as well. I'm Tshaka Armstrong for AndroidCentral.com. Don't take it lightly that you spent your time watching with us today. I will catch you on the next video.